Hello, everybody. This is Kevin Chapman. I'm here with my lovely wife, Sharon. And for those of you who read my recent blog post about the writing process and where I am in the progress for book 4 in the Mike Stoneman Thriller series, I told you I was going to give you a little hint into what exactly happened that caused us to eventually get the lovely cover for book number 3, Lethal Voyage, which you see on the screen and behind me. And this is a poster that was blown up by our good friend Pete from Photolux. So this is going to take you a little bit through the process of how we got to what we ultimately got to. And this is the way the process works for just about every cover design. So we knew that this book was about being on a cruise ship and a murder on a cruise ship. And I had some concepts and we had some photographs I got off the internet, some photographs we had that Sharon took. I had this picture of the ring, the emerald ring that is a substantial player in the story of Lethal Voyage. And for a while, I thought that I wanted to have the image of the ring maybe on the cover, but didn't work out that way. So I made some mock-ups for my cover designer, and these were things that I just put together myself on my own computer using some images that I was able to find. And you can see you've got cruise ships and you've got different designs. You've got one with a kind of a rough sea. You've got one with no ship, but you're looking over the railing of the ship. You've got this one here out of the porthole of a ship. So something like that was what we had in mind. And so I sent those over to my cover designer and I said, let's try to come up with something that works. And what we got back, the first draft from the cover designer was this. And you can see that the ocean is very angry here. It looks very much like this ship is in distress and maybe going to sink soon, which wasn't exactly the idea. Lethal Voyage is not about a shipwreck. It is not the Poseidon adventure.
And I thought the image looked just way too much like a Boxcar Children's cover.
Yes, it's Boxcar Children Take a Cruise. Somehow wasn't exactly what we wanted. So I gave the cover designer a few more notes and a few more thoughts and said, we need something that's a little more ominous as far as the murder. There's going to be a knife involved in the murder, at least one of the murder, two of the murders. And so let's see what we can do with that. And what we got back was this version. Now you can see that the color scheme on this one is very much what we ultimately ended up with. We've got the cruise ship. Now in this case, the cruise ship is kind of distant in the background, but you can see the whole ship. And that's good. We got a knife, although this knife is very long. It looks more like a machete or a sword than a kitchen knife or a knife that a killer might use.
And I really wanted blood drops, not these blood streams.
Yeah, so here we've got the smears of blood that are running down some surface, looks like a window. So somehow we're looking through a window at the knife. Concept was kind of there, but this wasn't really gonna get it done for us. So we said, no, let's go back and see what we can do a little different. So my designer said, okay, I got rid of the smears. Now we've got a knife that's got blood just on the end, and you've got some blood dripping, and the blood dripping is better, but this blood drip to me looks kind of artificial.
I wanted drops.
Yeah, Sharon very much wanted a drop of blood. This looks more like a loogie of blood kind of coming off the knife there, and the knife is still very long and sword-like. So we're getting closer, but there's still some work to do. And then we got this one, which is the same knife, just from a different angle. And I kind of like that angle a little better, but I wasn't sure. Plus here in this picture, you've got the blood coming down at kind of a 45-degree angle. Gravity apparently doesn't apply to this particular knife. But still, we're getting there. The concept is not bad, and the ship, I think, is still too small. It's too kind of far away in the distance. I thought we needed to get it a little closer. So then we got this one. Now here, you've got the ship more in the foreground. It's larger. It's more distinct. That's good. Now here we have some drops. See, we got some drops of blood, and I like the way the cover designer has the blood kind of running down over the letters in the words Lethal Voyage. So kind of like that. You still got the knife, although the knife coming down from the top here is a little hard to see behind the letters. It's not really obvious. But not bad, not bad. It's doing okay. You got this blood drop here on the O. I don't know where that drop is coming from. It's kind of just out of nowhere, but that's all right.
But I was happy to have drops at least.
We got the drops. We did get the drops. And then we got this one. Now, this is mid-June. This is maybe the fourth or fifth iteration. Now we're getting something. Now we've got the knife coming down from the top. It's not such a long, thin knife. It looks more like a bloody knife that you might actually kill somebody with. You got blood on the whole blade of the knife, and you got the drop. So here's the drop of blood covering up the little E, or the E at the end of Voyage, which I really liked. Gives it a little three-dimensional effect, like the blood is in front of the letter. So that was pretty good. I thought the knife could be a little bigger, like we could see maybe a little more of the knife. And so I got back two versions. Now, these two versions here are very similar. You can see in this one, the knife is, well, in both of them, the knife is bigger. It's a little bigger in this one than in this one. Here, the knife is raised up a little bit over the letter L. You've still got the nice drop. We got the drop. Keep the drop. In this one, the knife is actually touching the letter and covering up partially part of the letter L, which I really liked. It gave it a very three-dimensional appearance and made the knife a little more prominent. We've got the shine on the end of the knife, a little sparkle on the end of the knife. We got the drop. The drop of blood is still there. So we're thinking that's the one. That's
Except
our
for-
final image. We got the knife. We got the drop. It looks very three-dimensional.
Except for one thing.
Well, there was one little problem. There was this star here in the next to the V in the sky. Now there's other stars up in the sky. The sky's got a little starry sky because it's almost sunset. So you've got the black sky, then you've got the fade into the sunset. The sun is right behind the cruise ship. But somehow this one little star here was...
Well, it takes attention to the left instead of to the right where the blood is. After all that work for the blood, we wanted people to see the blood.
So we went back to the cover designer and we said, can you kill that star? And of course, yeah, not that hard.
He did a great job.
Kill the star. Now you've got the still stars in the sky. You've got the knife. You've got the shine on the knife. You've got the blood drop.
The 3D
and
effect.
That was our final image. And here you can see the paperback cover with the whole color scheme, the red and the sunset and the knife and the blood. And that all worked out.
Yeah.
So it was a long process, a lot of different drafts, a lot of iterations. We tried our best to make the cover designer as crazy as we could make him. But in the end, he really did get us pretty much what we had envisioned. We didn't know exactly what was in that vision when we started, but in the end, I think we're quite pleased with it.
Yes.
So that's it. That's our lethal journey to the Lethal Voyage book cover. So thanks for tuning in, and we'll talk to you soon. Make sure you join us on our Mike Stoneman Thriller Group Facebook page. Look for my monthly newsletters coming out. And we just finished the first draft, well, the second draft of book number 4, Fatal Infraction. So that will be coming out in the hopefully early summer 2021. So we'll see you again soon.